Listen up, because life is real, and it ain't holding back. You're out there fighting, grinding, giving it everything you've got. But the world's got a funny way of testing you. They want to see you break. They want to see you lose your mind. They want to see you give up, throw in the towel, walk away from what you're working for. But let me tell you something. There's a reason they want that. It's because they're afraid of what you could become if you don't lose it. If you stay focused. If you keep your mind, heart, and soul in the game. They want to see you lose your mind because that's when they win. That's when they get the satisfaction of knowing they've got you. Life is not a smooth journey, it's a road full of twists, turns, bumps, and unexpected detours. Each challenge you face isn't meant to defeat you, but to test how far you're willing to go. Perseverance in the face of adversity is the foundation upon which success is built. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going well. But the real question is, what will you do when the storms roll in? What will you do when the winds of doubt blow against you and the rain of failure starts to pour? That's when you find out who you really are. Every champion you've ever admired, every trailblazer who left their mark on the world, faced moments of hardship that would have crushed the faint-hearted. They didn't succeed because they never faced obstacles, they succeeded because they refused to let those obstacles define them. When the world was screaming at them to stop, to give up, to accept defeat, they chose to keep going. They persevered, not because it was easy, but because they knew what was on the other side of their struggle was worth it. When life gets tough, you have two choices. You can let the challenges knock you down, or you can use them as stepping stones to rise even higher. It's not about avoiding the hard times, it's about deciding how you're going to face them. Will you crumble under the weight of adversity, or will you rise with the strength that only comes from persistence? It's a choice only you can make. Adversity is a teacher, and perseverance is the lesson. Every setback you encounter is an opportunity to grow stronger. Think about the greatest moments in your life. They didn't happen when things were easy. They happened when you pushed through something that felt impossible, something that made you question if you had what it takes. And yet, you came out on the other side. You didn't just survive, you thrived. That's the power of perseverance. It's not just about enduring, it's about thriving despite the odds. There will always be moments when quitting seems like the easiest option. People around you might even encourage it. They might say, "It's too hard. Why bother? Just let it go," but that's not their journey, it's yours. They don't have to live with the regret of giving up on a dream. They're not the ones who will look in the mirror years later and wonder, what if I had kept going? That's a burden you carry alone. So don't let anyone else's doubts or fears dictate your path. Perseverance is not a flashy quality. It's not glamorous or exciting. It's not about big, dramatic moments. It's about the quiet, consistent effort you put in every single day. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's putting in the work when no one is watching. It's showing up for yourself when you feel like the world has given up on you. Perseverance is the grind, the hustle, the unrelenting belief that no matter how hard it gets, you will not stop. Let me tell you something important. You're stronger than you think. You've already survived so much, more than you give yourself credit for. Every time you faced adversity and kept moving forward, you proved to yourself that you have what it takes. And every time you persevere, you're not just moving closer to your goals, you're building a legacy. You're showing the world and yourself that you're unstoppable. Adversity might knock you down, but it can't keep you there unless you let it. Perseverance is the hand that lifts you back up. It's the voice that says, "Not today. I'm not done yet." It's the fire in your heart that refuses to go out, no matter how hard the winds blow. So when the road gets tough, and it will remember that perseverance isn't just a skill, it's a choice. Choose to keep going. Choose to rise. Choose to persevere, because the best version of you is waiting on the other side. You are stronger than you realize, more capable than you've been led to believe. and equipped with gifts that can change your world and the world around you. But here's the thing, the world won't always acknowledge that. In fact, there will be people, circumstances, and even your own inner doubts trying to convince you otherwise. That's why it's critical to embrace your strengths, to own them unapologetically, and to use them as the foundation for everything you want to achieve. From the moment you were born, you were given something unique. Nobody else has your exact combination of talents, skills, and experiences. That's your power. But too often, we downplay our strengths. We compare ourselves to others, wishing we had what they had, instead of celebrating what we already possess. That's the trap. The moment you start believing that your strengths aren't enough is the moment you start dimming your own light. Embracing your strengths means understanding that they don't have to look like anyone else's. You don't have to fit into someone else's mold. You don't have to match someone else's definition of success. Your strengths are uniquely yours. And that's what makes them so powerful. It's not about being the best at everything, it's about being the best at being you. Nobody else can do that. Nobody else can bring what you bring to the table. But here's the catch, recognizing your strengths isn't enough. You have to use them. You have to put them to work. You have to show up every day and give your strengths the opportunity to shine. Too many people let their talents sit on a shelf, unused and unnoticed, because they're afraid of failing or being judged. But what good is a gift if it's never opened? What good is potential if it's never realized? Using your strengths doesn't mean you'll always succeed. It doesn't mean everything will come easily. In fact, there will be times when you feel like your strengths aren't enough to get you through, but that's when you dig deeper. That's when you remind yourself that your strengths are not just about what you can do, they're about who you are. They're a reflection of your character, your determination, and your willingness to keep moving forward no matter what. The world might try to downplay your strengths. It might tell you to focus on your weaknesses instead, to fix what's wrong with you. But let me tell you something, your strengths are your superpower. They are the tools that will help you overcome obstacles, achieve your goals, and make a difference. Don't waste time trying to be what you're not. Spend your energy becoming the best version of who you already are. It's not just about the big, obvious strengths either. Sometimes, your greatest strengths are the ones you don't even realize you have. Maybe it's your ability to listen when someone needs to be heard. Maybe it's your resilience in the face of challenges. Maybe it's your kindness, your creativity, your ability to see solutions where others see problems. Whatever it is, embrace it, own it, use it. You have a choice every day to see yourself as ordinary or to see yourself as extraordinary. And let me tell you, there's nothing ordinary about you. You've already proven that by standing here today, by facing everything life has thrown at you and refusing to back down. Your strengths got you here, and they will carry you forward. But you have to believe in them. You have to believe in yourself. No one else can do that for you. No one else can tap into the power you already have. It's up to you to step into your greatness, to take your strengths and turn them into action, into progress, into success. So stop doubting yourself. Stop comparing yourself. Stop holding back. You are powerful beyond measure, and the world needs what you have to offer. Embrace your strengths. Stand tall in who you are, and watch as the world begins to reflect the greatness you've always carried within you. Life will test you, and it won't hold back. When you're working towards something meaningful, something that matters, there will be moments when the weight of it all feels unbearable. That's when your mental resilience is tested. The world can take many things from you: time, resources, even opportunities, but the one thing it can't take, unless you let it, is your mind. Your mental strength is the fortress that protects everything you are and everything you're building. Challenges don't just come to challenge your skills or your plans, they come to challenge your spirit. They creep into your thoughts, planting seeds of doubt and fear. They try to convince you that you're not strong enough, smart enough, or capable enough. But mental resilience is your ability to stand firm against those whispers of defeat. It's the voice inside you that says, Not today. Not ever. I'm stronger than this. The key to mental resilience isn't about ignoring the struggles. It's about facing them head on. It's about acknowledging that, yes, things are hard right now, but hard does not mean impossible. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel the weight of what you're carrying. It means you'll find a way to carry it anyway. It's the determination to keep going, even when every fiber of your being is telling you to stop. Your mind is your most powerful tool, but it's also your most vulnerable. Protecting it requires intention. It means feeding it with positivity and purpose, surrounding yourself with people who lift you up instead of tearing you down. It means choosing to focus on what you can do instead of what you can't. The world is full of negativity, distractions, and noise, all designed to pull you away from your goals. Resilience is about tuning out that noise and tuning into the voice that says, "I've got this." Mental resilience is not something you're born with, it's something you build. Every time you face a challenge and refuse to give in, you're strengthening that muscle. Every time you fail but get back up, you're proving to yourself that you're unbreakable. Resilience isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up again and again, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. Because the truth is, you are going somewhere. Every step, no matter how small, is progress. You're going to face moments when you feel alone in your struggle, moments when it seems like no one understands what you're going through. But mental resilience is knowing that you're never truly alone. You have a purpose, a mission, a reason for why you're pushing forward. Cling to that purpose. Let it be your anchor when the storms come. Let it remind you why you started and why you can't afford to stop. Resilience doesn't mean you won't have doubts. It doesn't mean you won't feel fear. It means you don't let those feelings control you. It means you acknowledge them, but you choose to act anyway. Fear says, "What if I fail?" Resilience says, "What if I succeed?" Doubt says, "I'm not ready." Resilience says, "I'll learn as I go." When you lean into resilience, you stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating progress, no matter the circumstances. Your mind is a battlefield, and resilience is your shield. Every negative thought, every setback, every challenge is a test of how well you can defend your vision, your dreams, and your worth. But resilience isn't just defense, it's offense. It's about taking control of your narrative and deciding how your story will unfold. It's about looking adversity in the face and saying, "You don't own me. I own my future." Resilience is not about never feeling weak, it's about knowing your strength, even in your weakest moments. It's about believing in your ability to overcome, to endure, and to thrive. The world may try to shake you, but as long as your mind is strong, as long as you refuse to give up, you are unshakable. So stand firm, protect your mind, and keep going, because your resilience is the key to unlocking everything you've ever dreamed of. Belief is a powerful thing. It's the foundation of every great accomplishment, every breakthrough, and every moment of triumph. Without belief, even the most talented, skilled, or prepared individual will falter. Belief is what keeps you standing when the ground beneath you shakes. It's what moves you forward when the path ahead is unclear. But belief, true belief, must start with you. The world may doubt you, criticize you, and try to break you, but your belief in yourself is the one thing they can't take unless you let them. There will always be people who want to see you fail, not because you're incapable, but because your success threatens their comfort. Your drive shines a light on their complacency. Your ambition reminds them of what they're not pursuing. That's why it's so important to protect your belief. When others project their fears and insecurities onto you, don't let it stick. Their doubts are not your truth. Their limitations are not your reality. Belief doesn't mean ignoring your challenges or pretending they don't exist. It means looking at them head on and saying, "I'm bigger than this. I'm stronger than this." Belief is not arrogance or blind optimism. It's the quiet, steady confidence that no matter what comes your way, you have what it takes to figure it out. It's the faith that every step you take, no matter how small, is leading you closer to where you're meant to be. Belief is your compass. It guides you when the path isn't clear. It reminds you of your why when you start to forget. It keeps you grounded when life feels chaotic. But belief isn't something you just wake up with one day. It's something you build. It's something you nurture. Every time you choose to take a step forward, despite your doubts, you're strengthening that belief. Every time you achieve something you once thought was impossible, you're proving to yourself that belief works. The world will test your belief at every turn. It will try to convince you that you're not good enough, that your dreams are too big, that your efforts won't pay off. That's the moment you have to stand firm. That's the moment you have to remind yourself of everything you've already overcome. You didn't come this far just to quit now. You've already proved you can rise above the noise, the doubt, the fear. You've already shown that your belief is stronger than their negativity. But belief isn't just about you, it's about the impact you make on others. When you believe in yourself, you give others permission to believe in themselves too. Your courage inspires courage. Your persistence sparks persistence. Every time you step into your belief and act on it, you create a ripple effect that goes far beyond what you can see. People are watching you, whether you realize it or not. Your belief might be the thing that reminds them to keep going in their own journey. Belief is also what gives you resilience. When the setbacks come, and they will, it's belief that helps you get back up. When the doubts creep in, it's belief that pushes them aside. It's the foundation that keeps everything else standing, even in the face of failure. And failure will happen. But belief reminds you that failure isn't the end, it's a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of the process. Don't wait for the world to believe in you before you start believing in yourself. Don't wait for validation, approval, or recognition. Your belief doesn't need their permission. It doesn't need their applause. It only needs your commitment. Your belief is enough to carry you through the darkest nights and the toughest battles. It's enough to silence the doubts and keep your focus where it belongs, on the vision you're working toward. When you believe in yourself, you're unstoppable. Not because the challenges disappear, but because you refuse to let them stop you. Belief is your shield and your sword. It protects you from negativity and propels you forward. It's the voice in your head that says, "Keep going. You've got this." It's the fire in your soul that refuses to be extinguished. The world may try to shake your belief, but it's up to you to keep it strong. Feed it with action, nurture it with progress, and protect it from the doubts of others. Because when you truly believe in yourself, there's nothing you can't achieve. The world can doubt you, but never let that doubt infect your heart. Keep your belief strong and watch as the impossible becomes your reality. Success isn't a straight path, it's a maze full of twists, turns, dead ends, and hidden doors. It's easy to look at someone who's achieved greatness and think their journey was smooth. But behind every success story is a long list of failures, struggles, and moments of doubt. What sets the successful apart isn't that they never failed, it's that they refused to give up. They didn't let failure define them, they let it refine them. They turned setbacks into stepping stones, losses into lessons, and obstacles into opportunities. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. It's a teacher, and its lessons are invaluable. Every time you stumble, every time you fall, you're given a choice: stay down or get back up. Staying down is easy. It's tempting to throw in the towel, to convince yourself that maybe this path isn't meant for you. But getting back up, that's where the magic happens. That's where growth begins. That's where you prove to yourself and the world that you're not just chasing success, you're committed to it. The truth is, failure is inevitable. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to encounter setbacks. There will be times when your best effort isn't enough, when you fall short of your goals, when things don't go the way you planned. But those moments aren't the end of your story, they're a chapter in it. What matters isn't that you failed, it's what you do next. Will you let the failure defeat you, or will you use it to fuel your determination? Every failure carries a lesson, but it's up to you to find it. Maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe it's showing you a different approach. Maybe it's reminding you of why you started in the first place. Failure isn't there to break you, it's there to shape you. It's refining your character, testing your commitment, and preparing you for the success that lies ahead. The question isn't whether you'll face failure, the question is how you'll respond when you do. The greatest successes often come after the greatest failures. Think about the innovators, the leaders, the legends who've left their mark on the world. They all have stories of failure. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. What do they all have in common? They didn't stop. They didn't let failure be the final word. They learned from it, grew from it, and came back stronger. The path to success requires resilience. It demands that you keep going, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's about persistence, about showing up day after day, even when it feels like you're not making progress. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about enduring the setbacks and staying focused on the goal. The people who make it are the ones who don't quit, no matter how many times they fall. When you face failure, remember this: you're not starting over, you're starting from experience. Every time you try again, you're wiser, stronger, and more prepared than you were before. Failure is not a sign that you should stop. It's a sign that you're pushing boundaries, stepping out of your comfort zone, and daring to do something that matters. It's proof that you're in the arena, that you're taking risks, that you're striving for greatness. Don't let the fear of failure hold you back. The only true failure is giving up. Everything else is a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of the journey. Embrace failure as part of the process. Welcome it as a teacher. Use it as fuel to keep moving forward. Every setback is setting you up for a comeback. Every no is leading you to a yes. Every detour is redirecting you to something even better. Success isn't about never falling, it's about always getting back up. It's about resilience, perseverance, and the courage to keep going when things get tough. So don't fear failure. Don't let it stop you. Let it drive you. Let it push you to be better, to work harder, to dig deeper. Because on the other side of failure is the success you've been working for. It's waiting for you. All you have to do is keep going.